Hello, my name is Clive McCarthy, and I've written a little story which I shall now relate to you. It is called Baby Bean: The Adventures. So, once upon a beanstalk, in an allotment, there grew a tiny bean pod. This pod was small, like the size of a grape, and the stalk on which it grew was only 6 inches high. This bean pod grew upon the beanstalk that grew quietly behind some larger beanstalks. I say quietly, for it was much smaller than the others and hidden by them. It was not noticed, as it grew smaller because the sunshine was unable to warm it in the shadows. One summer day, very early in the morning, just before the sun rose, a ladybird, who was beginning to awaken from her sleep beneath a rose leaf, noticed our little bean pod moving. There was no wind, so what was causing the bean pod to sway, wondered the ladybird. As she watched, a small split appeared along the pod, and then a tiny green hand, an arm, popped out. Next came a second hand and arm, followed by a little green face that looked around cautiously with 2 wide open eyes. It was the baby bean, and she was ready for an adventure. Now you must know that at this time in the early morning, just before dawn, when the sun is still asleep, is the moment when magic begins. And this is just the right time for a baby bean to move about. Little baby bean began to climb down her beanstalk and then jumped to the ground. She walked carefully upon the cool, dry earth beneath her bean bed and, turning to her right, moved over to where some peas were growing. Now, I wonder if anyone lives here, she murmured to herself. She looked upwards and saw the pea stems were growing up some thin sticks planted firmly in the ground. The pea plants had long tendrils like arms, which helped them to grasp the sticks and so climb upwards as they grew. I show a little picture here of her. Baby Bean looked among the peas and soon discovered some tiny ones growing behind the taller relatives, just in the same way that her beanstalk was hidden behind her larger siblings. A tendril that had not yet managed to grasp a support was hanging just in reach of her grasp, and so she took hold of it with her tiny hands and carefully began to climb up the pea stem. Up she climbed until she discovered a little pod growing just by itself. Baby Bean knocked gently on the pod, wondering if anyone lived inside. After a short pause, the tiny pod opened a crack. Then 2 eyes peeped out. "Hello," greeted Baby Bean. "I am Baby Bean, and I am on an adventure." The pea pod opened a little wider, and out popped a tiny green pea with 2 sad black eyes. "Hello," said Black-Eyed Pea shyly. "Where have you come from?" "From the beanstalks just next to our row of peas," answered Baby Bean. I would like a companion to go exploring with me. Will you join me? It could be dangerous to walk around, suggested Black-Eyed Pea, as Broad Bean next door is a real bully. He gave me my black eyes, you see. Why did he beat you so? Asked Baby Bean. Because he is always cross and does not like anyone walking over his patch. His beans grow lower to the ground, so he always sees me when I pass by. Baby Bean considered for a while and then suggested, let us be brave and ask him why he is so angry and see if there is a way we can help him. I'm a bit scared, but with your help I think we could do that, replied Black-Eyed Pea. So Baby Bean and her new friends set off back down the beanstalks, swinging joyfully on the long tendrils, and then set off to where Broad Bean lived. They soon realised where he was, as he was already out of his pod, standing defiantly among the dead leaves and stones beneath his stems, looking very annoyed indeed. And there he is. I have told you before not to walk over my patch, he shouted, before the two companions could introduce themselves. May we speak with you? Baby Bean asked bravely. We have something to ask you, and we would like to help you. Broad Bean made a sound like and before he could add anything further, Baby Bean asked why he was so angry and annoyed, and how they could help him not to be. And that is the end of chapter 1. Now, I think I've done enough for now, but I will be back to read chapter 2 if everybody finds that they like the story. So hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.